Hi everyone, this is Adina Ruskin with Sharing Stories and Stuff, and today I'm going to tell Manifesting Vincent Part 2. But before I start, I want to mention that last night my cat Chip didn't come home when he was supposed to. He was out way too late, and I can't go to sleep until all the cats and children are accounted for. So I was like, I was out there shaking the treats. Come on, Chip, come home. And he didn't come home until nearly midnight. So while I was waiting, I went to Netflix and looked for something to watch. And I came across a series called Abstract Art by Design. And it's a series of documentaries about different artists and scientists, and it was incredible. Episode number 2 is about an Israeli woman named Nexi Oxman, and she is a visionary, incredible, and she runs a team at MIT where they literally manifest the future, and it's so cool. They are creating and inventing the things that even our imaginations can't fathom. And it was really exciting to watch. And it was all about manifestation. So on my much smaller scale, the story is about manifesting Vincent, who I mentioned in episode 1 was like a mentor to me and a very dear friend. And he had moved to Milan to direct a whole theater. And we lost touch. So I remember exactly where I was. I was on 55th Street between 7th and 6th Avenues. And I looked up at the universe and I said, universe, I would really like to reconnect with Vincent. I said it, I released it, and let it go. And then a few months later, Carl and I had planned a big trip to Europe. We were planning to have children, and we knew that with a family and work, it would be unlikely to be able to take such a big adventure. And so we planned to take an entire month off, and I wanted to show him some of the places that had been important to me when I lived in France. And one of those places was Florence. So we took the train from Paris to Florence. And I wanted to travel the way I had traveled when I was 22, 23. So we hadn't booked a hotel. So we found a place to stay in someone's home. And then we walked into the city. And we found a little spot to have lunch. We had a beautiful lunch. And then Carl says, well, what now? And I said, the light right over there looks incredibly beautiful. And it was behind him, behind his shoulder. And so we decided to walk toward the light. And it was a piazza. The light led us to this piazza. Not a particularly interesting one. And, it was like a large rectangle, and there were some old buildings around. And we noticed a lot of people were walking toward this one edifice, which turned out to be a church, it was hard to tell from the outside. And a man brushes past me and walks on, and I go, Carl, I think that was Vincent. And Carl was like, come on. I mean, Vincent lives in Milan. What are the odds that he would be here and we'd be at the right place and time to bump into him? So I was like, I don't know. He looked a lot like Vincent. So we went into the church because I was like, I'm not leaving until I find out if it was him. So we walk in, and the church inside is super ornate with just lots of richness and color and fabric and dark and like incense. It was very, very intense, very Catholic, very beautiful. And in the corner here to the left was an altar to the Miraculous Virgin. And the gentleman in question that we were following was praying to that altar. So he was actually facing us, and he wasn't facing the main part of the church. So we walk in, Carl goes and sits behind him, in the pew behind him, and I go and sit next to him as close as I dare. But the man is praying so intensely that I don't dare interrupt him. So we sit there and we wait, and I'm trying to stare at him, and all of a sudden, this guy goes, and Carl whispers behind me, oh my God, it is Vincent. And I was like, I thought so. So we're still waiting for Vincent to stop praying, because Vincent was a very spiritual and deep prayer. And I'm waiting, I can't wait any longer. It felt like 20 minutes. So finally I went, Vincent. And Vincent, he turns like this. Adina. And the two of us burst into tears. And it really was a miracle. And we were in front of this altar to the Miraculous Virgin. So we hug, and the three of us leave, and we go out for lunch. Vincent had wanted me to write a play, and I happened to have a copy of it on me at the time, and I was able to show him The Art of Remembering, and he said he would translate it into Italian and produce it at his theater in Milan. So he just happened to be in Florence. He was having a rendezvous with his ex-wife, and the universe put us together in that moment. And that's how I reconnected with Vincent. Now I lost him again, and I have to try. So I'm hoping I can manifest him again. Thanks, everybody. I hope you're enjoying the stories. I'm looking forward to inviting other people to share their stories as well. So see you soon. See you next week, every Wednesday. Ciao.